everyone. You all look so fabulous tonight. Wow. Well, welcome to the 11th annual Closing the Gap Golf Tournaments and Awards Dinner benefiting Clark Atlanta University. Let's make some noise. On behalf of Mr. William E. Shack Jr. and Clark Atlanta University, we are excited to be here with you this evening.
This is a special night founded by Mr. William E. Shack Jr., Closing the Gap, the Scholarship Fund. And of course, is brought to you in part by Clark Atlanta University. And with Mr. Shack's ability to, of course, complete their education, help all the students out, and make sure that they are doing the right things. And this is really a wonderful evening because Closing the Gap is something that is for everybody. And when I say everybody, is full participation, not just for the students, but also for the parents and the people that are supporters of Closing the Gap. And in addition to that, this gives the students an opportunity for tuition help for students facing financial hardship. And Mr. William E. Shack is just wonderful and phenomenal for doing this. He's helped out so many students, CAU students, who through the CAU education program, he became one of the most successful entrepreneurs in the automotive industry. His passion for giving the future leaders their chance through financial backing is undeniable. And of course, we are glad that he's a part of it this evening.
Yes, we are. Round of applause for Mr. Shack. With every donation you make, you change a life and you create a leader. Closing the Gap scholarships range from $500 to $5,000 plus, giving a student recipient the gift of education, resulting in a next generation of leaders and creating a lifelong foundation for a CAU student. We couldn't achieve this greatness without all of you tonight, so we thank you. Give yourselves a round of applause. We really thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we ask, and this is something that is really small but really makes a big difference. We ask that you make donations even by purchasing a $50 gift of education ticket tonight to support Closing the Gap and by using the silent auction. We ask that you enjoy the African American Golf Museum on display for your viewing pleasure tonight as well. It's to my right. And we have so many special people in the room tonight, longtime friends. We've got board members, we've got supporters and participants.
Thank you, guys. Give yourselves a round of applause. We couldn't do this without you again. So now we're going to start our awards. The William E. Shack Awards honors those who have allowed for the development of Closing the Gap scholarship funds. Our first award this evening is the Humanitarian Award. The William E. Shack Jr. Humanitarian Award is given to the individuals who have gone above and beyond their duties to recognize and act on building and structuring the Closing the Gap scholarships for Clark Atlanta University. This award recognizes the individuals who are giving of their personal time, heart, and resources to grow the gift of education for Closing the Gap. Ladies and gentlemen, I am honored to announce our Humanitarian Award winners and recipients. This award goes to Ms. Donna Lynn Brock and Ms. Bonita Dukes.
My colleague and dear friend Bonita Dukes told me I was the spokesperson for this group. So even though I've been away from Clark Atlanta University for just a few months, I see I've retained my customary role. It is so wonderful to be in this room tonight, and I had a prepared set of remarks because that's what I've done for the last 30 years, and then it occurred to me, I'm just writing for myself. I can do this. I am so excited, and I know I share, I can speak for Bonita too. This simply gives us an opportunity to thank William E. Shack and Jen for their leadership. And it occurs to me that in this room are people who have the opportunity to make real change in someone's life. That is what Bill Shack and Jen Reeves have done over the decades. And it's not because of what they've done. It's not because of what they have the capacity to do. It is because it's who they are. So this is simply an opportunity tonight to say, we love you and thank you. Thank Clark Atlanta University, and may Clark Atlanta University stand forever. Thank you.
Our next award is the Legends Award. It recognizes an individual who has paved the way for all of us in a big way. The Legends Award is given to someone who has achieved greatness in their respective field and is representative of breaking cultural barriers to allow future leaders to give a chance and to succeed and gain access. He or she is an example of fearlessness, devotion, and leadership in times of hardship and the struggle for equality. In the 1970s, Carl Selden joined the PGA for 20 years. He is undoubtedly the first African-American Georgian to do so. His achievements and courage have paved the way for many greats who followed. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me honor and welcome to the stage Mr. Carl Selden.
First of all, I want to thank God for having me here tonight, and I want to thank Bill Shack for this award. And most of all, I want to take my coaches from high school and college. Coach Raymond Tweet Williams was my high school coach in basketball. Coach Leonardo Sonny Epps was my college coach, and he taught me a lot about life and golf and everything. So I would like to thank everybody for this award. And as the Honorable Joe Lewis would say, I'm glad I win.
Our next award is the Corporate Leadership Award. It is given to a notable figure in who has led the way in showcasing the importance, honor, and value of diversity and inclusion in all communities. Their work has created a safer, a better, and connected space in welcoming not only African Americans, but all cultures. This person represents and honors equality in their workplace and stands to continue building future leaders of all ethnicities with open arms.
Our next award is incredible. Toyota has been a proud and giving partner of closing the gap, creating a path and opportunity to support and development of our growth of Clark Atlanta University. Toyota is devoted to making a difference in so many communities and continues to create advancement opportunities for so many. Please join us and take a look at the screen.
Over the years, not only has Toyota Motor North America made great vehicles, we provide opportunity through direct employment, training, and supplier diversity. We're consistently honored for diversity and inclusion, and we've demonstrated a passion for community service. Our sponsorship of the National Museum of African American History and Culture, scores of scholarships to promote STEM, supporting students at HBCUs, ensuring an environmentally strong future through the Toyota Green Initiative, and providing engaging ways to connect people and products. We are visionary leaders focused on mobility for the road ahead, and we're committed to excellence in everything we do.
Woo! Let's go!
We are honored to announce the Corporate Leadership Award to Mr. Albert A. Smith, Group Vice President, Chief Social Innovation Officer, Accepting this award on behalf of Mr. Albert Smith is Jim Colon, Toyota, former Vice President of African American Business Strategy. Please help me welcome Mr. Jim Colon.
Good evening. Good evening. I am very, very pleased to accept on behalf of Toyota and Al Smith. Al couldn't be here with us tonight, but he wanted me to send along his sentiments about the efforts that Bill Shack is making to close the gap here at Clark Atlanta. Now, I would be remiss if I didn't tell you that those efforts from Toyota really started with Bill and another young lady who could not be here tonight to join us. Her name is Alva Mason. She works as the national manager in the Social Innovation Group, so she works directly for Al. It was Alva and Bill that were responsible for bringing Toyota to the table to support closing the gap. Bill, is that correct? All right. I wanted to make sure everybody knew that. So when we were in Las Vegas, Toyota was supporting Bill's efforts there, and I am very proud to see that they have continued here today. Morris, one of the other things that you mentioned certainly is not only what Bill is doing for Clark Atlanta, it's what Bill has done in the automotive industry. Without Bill Shack's efforts, I don't stand in front of you this evening. Bill made it possible for people that look like you and I to own and operate automobile dealerships here in the United States. Bill, we thank you for those efforts, and you have my personal gratitude for all of the work that you have put forth. So on behalf of Toyota, we are very pleased to accept the award, and I'll make sure it gets back safely. They got some new home in Texas or something. Somehow I'll get the reward back there. Thank you, everyone. We'll see you.
We have a special presentation this evening, and we would like to invite Chairman of the Clark Atlanta University Board, Mr. Gregory B. Morrison, Senior Vice President and Chief Information Officer of Cox Enterprises. Please help me welcome.
So, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. It's my pleasure to stand here with you tonight for such a tremendous purpose. And on behalf of the Board of Trustees, many of who are in this audience tonight, Errol Taylor, it's always a bad idea to name people, but I'm going to name the folks that I know that I saw. Errol, Dr. Aldrich, Jim, who was just here, Joel Katz, Brenda Walker, Isaac Snipes, Dr. Trotter, and I think I saw Pedro someplace around here, and of course, Bill Shack, for whom we're here tonight. And I have not forgotten Juanita Barranco, who is our former chair and is a trustee emeritus. And I could never forget, yes, you should clap for Ms. Barranco and her husband, Greg, because I stand here because of them, mostly because of Greg. So we want to recognize that the Closing the Gap Scholarship Fund has had over a 10-year tenure, and it's raised more than $2 million for Clark Atlanta University students. Let me say, I was in the room when Bill Shack came up with this idea. And Bill has a story. I don't know if he will share that story with you tonight about his tenure at Clark. But Bill has a story, and he's very, very passionate about helping students who are close to being financial, but just had that gap that needed to be closed. And he came up with this idea. And this is one of many contributions that Bill has made to the university. And as testament by the number of trustees who are here tonight. We can actually do our board meeting tonight instead of tomorrow because we have so many here. But Bill's contributions have been significant and great. And I always share in our board meetings, because Bill, if you know Bill, Bill has a big voice. That's probably the best way to describe, the nicest way to describe it. He has a big voice. And, but Bill has earned his voice, as I like to share. And he is never short of sharing that with me, helping me do my job better. And so I appreciate Bill. I appreciate all the contributions that he makes to the university, and I appreciate his help on occasion. So with that, let me share that the fund continues to grow and strive here at CAU. And I have a treat for you because I'd like to invite our future, the purpose of Closing the Gap Scholarship students to the stage.
Everyone, my name is Amber Angela Williams. I am a graduating senior, May 2019, and I am a proud recipient of the Closing the Gap Scholarship Award.
Good evening. My name is Jada Franklin. I am a business administration major with a concentration in marketing, and I am a proud recipient of the Closing the Gap Scholarship.
Hello, my name is J.L. Smith. I'm a business administration major with a dual concentration in finance, financial planning, and I am a proud recipient of the Closing the Gap Scholarship.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Natalia Willis. I'm a fashion merchandising major, and I'm a proud member of Closing the Gap Scholarship recipient. Good evening, everybody. My name is Brianna Levi. I'm a history major, and I'm a proud recipient of the Closing the Gap Award.
Good evening. My name is Hannah Scott. I am a biology major, and I am a proud recipient of the Closing the Gap Scholarship.
Good evening. My name is Morgan Stevens. I'm a business administration major with a concentration in management, and I am a proud recipient of the Closing the Gap Scholarship.
Good evening. My name is Charity Gilson. I'm a business administration major with a concentration in marketing, and I am a proud recipient of the GAP Scholarship.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ariane Taylor. I'm majoring in mass communication, and I'm a proud recipient of the Closing the Gap Scholarship. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Brian Johnson. I am a business administration major with a concentration in management, and I am a proud Closing the Gap Scholarship recipient. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Andrea Cheney. I am a biology major, and I am a proud recipient of the Close the Gap Scholarship.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Triton Brown. I'm a business administration major with a concentration in marketing, and I'm a proud Closing the Gap recipient.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Devin Muse, where I attend Clark Atlanta University, where I'm a dual concentration in international business and marketing, and I'm a proud recipient of the Close the Gap Scholarship. Have a nice evening.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Mikkel Young. As you know, I attend the illustrious Clark Atlanta University. I am a business administration major with a concentration in supply chain management, and I am a proud recipient of the Closing the Gap Scholarship.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Victoria Richard. I am a business major with a concentration in marketing, and I'm here to say that I'm a proud recipient of the Closing the Gap Scholarship.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Justin Hefner. I'm a proud Closing the Gap recipient, and my major is mass communications.
So, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, these bright, young, and I emphasize young, Clark Atlanta University students are a glimpse of what the Closing the Gap can do and what Bill Shack has created and what your contributions continue to do at Clark Atlanta University. So, thank you. It's my honor to present the Decade of Commitment and Legacy Award to a man who has propelled the future of Clark Atlanta students, Mr. William E. Shack, Jr.
This has been a great day. The golf was fantastic. The dinner here is great. And it's so wonderful to see all my friends and colleagues and trustees from CAU. Really, I want to start by saying how this thing happened. Greg touched on it a little briefly, but it happened that Juanita Barranco and I were sitting together, and we were about to lose 100 students because they couldn't close the gap. Now, if I get emotional, it's because I had a stroke. It's not because I'm weak. I hope you guys saw that commercial with Danny Glover where you cry uncontrollably and laugh uncontrollably. So I'm going to try not to laugh, so I may cry a little bit. Anyway, we discussed it and said, hey, look, we can't lose these kids. Some of them as little as $500. In that meeting, we raised about $80,000. Since then, $2 million. And you see what a stroke does to you? But we didn't do it. You guys keep saying Bill Shack, Bill Shack. You guys did it because you were the contributors that made it possible. You individually, collectively, and your corporations. But I could not have done any of this without my partner, Jen. Okay. Because she's still pushing carts around and handing me canes and taking care of me as I struggle through this thing. But listen, I want you guys to really understand the importance of this. I was in London with Jesse Jackson, and we were talking. Same problem. I have a niece at the University of Alabama, senior, $5,000 short, and she called me, Uncle, I can't graduate unless I pay this money. I said, damn, University of Alabama. So this is not unique to Clark Atlanta University. This is a national phenomenon. And you folks have set a trend. They started a Close the Gap Scholarship Fund at Cambridge. Can you believe that? I thought the kids and folks there had all the money they needed. I was there with Reverend Jackson and the head of institutional advancement. We talked about the Close the Gap Scholarship Fund. They started one that week at Cambridge University. So this is something that's widespread. We at CAU are on the forefront of making some change. I'm so proud of what we've done. I'm so proud of what you've done. And I hope we continue, and next year, make this a much, much bigger event. Now, we have a small crowd here tonight, somewhat less than what we did in Vegas, but I want to remind you, this is the second Close the Gap award dinner that we've had this year. So we were not able to do in two what we've done in one, but next year, we're going to take it through the roof here with your help and the continued help from Toyota, Georgia Power, the Barrancos, the Wade, Fords, and all of you folks, because you are the ones that make the difference. All I'm doing is leading the band. Thank you very much.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have a very, very talented and sensational musician, and saxophone artist. Let's give it up for Brian Thompson!